All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the third last episode of this season for The Walking Dead Season 10. This is for episode 14. We're going to take a look through all of the preview pictures, look at the flowers. Alright, and possible spoiler warning, if you are not caught up for the Walking Dead television series, you guys know the drill. Leading up to the 14th episode now for the Walking Dead Season 10, that's right. We just have 3 episodes left, and if you've missed a bunch of the recent videos, unfortunately, that means that will be it for Walking Dead for now, until eventually we see the release for World Beyond, which is rather unfortunate because by the time it actually does finally air, I'm not sure if anyone's really going to be paying attention. But here in the channel, I will let you guys know when World Beyond gets a release date, when eventually they decide to go ahead and set a date for it and we actually see it premiere. Same with Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, as both are sort of in hiatus mode right now, even though World Beyond is already done. So episode 14 coming right up. We've seen some cool pictures this week and recently with world events and everything that have been going on. There's some different ones that are kind of fun. There was one where somebody spliced Rick reacting to Carl and finding out about Lori, to some to some store shelves where they would have had toilet paper of Andrew Lincoln, Rick crying and everything like that, and saying no, that whole thing. I'm not going to put it in here, but it's out there. You can look around if you want to see it. I think comicbook.com had it. Then there's this one with the Walking Dead poster, which this one's really trippy, and we won't get too into the TS-19 stuff, but you have him and he's on horseback here and riding into Atlanta. The season 1 poster for the Walking Dead. It's iconic. It's freaking amazing. You got all the cars kind of lined up at the left side there, and someone took a picture of Atlanta, and here it is here in real life, I think last week at some point, and some people have sent this to me spliced and whatnot, but basically in the Rick version they kind of combined the road to make it look like that, but this is the actual spot here in real life, and this is quite the trip, right? So you have actual, coming into Atlanta, and there's this it's like, okay, zombie apocalypse, real, well, it's not an apocalypse, but current real life, it's like zombie apocalypse, current real life. I just don't know what to say, but there it is for you guys. I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. I'll leave that one with you guys. So we have a bunch of new preview pictures. Let's take a look through all these, and I'll put the links in the description to the sneak peeks for these for this upcoming episode. Toy News Eyes got everything. I'll put the link there so you can click it. You can see the preview pics and the sneak peek and the promo video. This episode looks freaking awesome. Really cool. You can see some different kind of clips with Carol and Negan and whatnot. And they did the opening minutes where you can see the deal that Carol struck with Negan when she released him originally. So that's going to be, I think, in the opening minutes of this episode. You can also watch that in the link in the description below as well. Here we have Beta with another Whisperer, and presumably based on the background, it looks like they're looking at Alpha's head. Pretty sure they are on the pike, and Beta's asking him something. So what is he asking him? Maybe he's asking him to take the head down or something like this. Oh man, I mean, it's just so maybe an unnamed Whisperer. If you think about it right now, since Alpha's been taken out and Gamma's been taken out, Beta is the only named Whisperer right now. Isn't that true? Are there any other Whisperers right now that are named except for Beta? I don't think so. I think he's the only one. So maybe we have another named Whisperer here as well. That sounds likely because you're going to need more than just Beta by himself, to work with and talk to and whatnot. So is this guy going to be Beta's right-hand man? I guess we'll see. But yeah, so there's that one. And then we have this one here of Carol as she's actually got the head in hand, and Negan there kind of with the bat just kind of waiting for her, talking to her and everything. And it's just so crazy when you see the head and everything. It's so gross, but it's so, I don't know, fitting for Carol too. And the title of the episode, Look at the Flowers, right? So it's, I guess it's a special episode for Carol, right? So there it is, another one of Negan here as well, JDM, and not much to say about that one. Carol with the head now on the pike, talking to Negan, I suppose. And it just looks so gruesome, man. It's so freaking gruesome. It looks like Carol is going to go to that this shed or whatever this is here. Is this where Daryl was staying for a while when he was in his hermit mode? I think it is. Like Dog was somewhere around with him there. Where is Dog right now? I'm not sure. But it looks like Carol's going to go there. I'm sure eventually Daryl will find her. I'm sure he'll be the one to find her and bring her back again. But I have received quite a few comments from people just saying that they're kind of fed up with the whole Carol running away thing, because she's always running away. Every time something happens, she's kind of running off, and then Daryl's got to go get her and bring her back, and it's like, this whole thing. So maybe eventually will she run off for good and just totally leave? Makes sense, right? After the behavior so much. But some people are getting tired of her running away all the time. So I assume Daryl will find her soon. Here's another one, another look of it here. And I think that's where she is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. Another one of Carol, Alpha's head, and Negan. I'm also kind of surprised she leaves it there for Beta and the Whisperers to find. But maybe she feels like she has to do that to kill their morale or something. To let them know that their leader's dead and for them to think they're defeated or whatnot. But, as we know better, that Beta's not going to let that just go. It's just going to propel things on even further. Another one of the two of them. Negan here looking kind of pissed. He's got the blood on his shirt here from what happened. And, it looks like Carol is literally not holding up her end of the bargain. Maybe Negan took too long, and so I don't know. That's what she kind of said at first, is as long as it doesn't take too long. Maybe based on her criteria, he took too long, but that's kind of shady because he did take some huge risks there to bring back Alpha's head for them. I assume this is Beta walking up on the pike, kind of seeing from a long shot here that that's Alpha. Just thinking like, OMG, right? So. Oh man, this guy looks so scared, right? He does. Carol again as well, and then we have the other part of the episode, which is going to be taking up some of it too. Will be Eugene, Yumiko, and the others, and they're heading to the meetup spot with Stephanie, and I think it's through is it Philadelphia? I think so, or Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'm trying to remember it because I think they did sort of confirm that pretty soon we're going to see the princess appear in the TV series, which is another kind of comic booky character that lives in the city, and she's kind of crazy. She uses what is it? Does she use like a spear type of weapon, something like this? So we'll see about that and what the TV series version looks like of the princess. But you have Yumiko and Eugene here, and where's Ezekiel? I can't see him, so somewhere in here. I don't know if that zombie is like a meter maid or something. I don't know. Here's one of Ezekiel and the others there. So that's he's like smiling and laughing, so that's fun. And them kind of riding through the city here. As well. Isn't it crazy? Like after looking at that picture earlier, it makes me feel like, real life isn't so much different, is it? I mean, there's no zombies, but, you can go outside and there's like nobody or hardly anybody. Yumiko and Ezekiel on their way again here, and then the zombie cop, I guess, or whatever, traffic cop, meter maid, whatever. I don't know. Ezekiel there too, and hoping to see him get some help. That was one of the other sneak peeks is with him and Jerry, and hoping that he'll get some help for his current condition. And I think he probably will, right? He'll go with them, and maybe they'll have some kind of treatment for him, maybe chemo or something they can do if Stephanie's group is as advanced in the TV series version as they are in the comics. They might have an answer for him. Eugene as well here with whatever kind of staff weapon that is. Beta inside of what looks to be is it a restaurant, a coffee shop, something, or a pub? I can see some beer there, that kind of thing. So something like that. And he's got the bag there with probably presumably the head in it, and he's gonna. He doesn't look too happy in this one. He really doesn't. I guess it makes sense that you go to a bar after finding something like that. See if they have any. I don't know if would the beer all be spoiled and the liquor all be spoiled at this point. This many years later, I don't know how long. Maybe they got some bottled wine that he could drink a little bit, and then him doing his walker thing, and the other Whisperer without his mask on. But maybe it's okay for him to blend in. I'm not sure. And then we have this freaking gnarly looking zombie here, just brutal, and like a swamp zombie here, which might be near Carol or something. I think of this as like a bog zombie. It's all like bloated and skin's all hanging out. It's so gross, right? Negan and Daryl, and then another one of Negan and Daryl as they're walking through here. And Daryl doesn't believe Negan, I am to assume, but eventually he'll kind of maybe find something or figure something out. so that he knows that that Negan is telling the truth, and that what he's saying about Carol is is actually accurate. So that's it for the pictures for this upcoming episode. They look pretty good. The sneak peeks look awesome. Can't wait to see it. And let's do a few of your guys' comments / questions for today. The first one is from Christopher Murray, who says, "Hey Trev, if you can describe Virgil in one word, what would it be?" So for me, I guess I would describe Virgil in one word as a coward, I would say. I just think he is. Even it's admirable that he wants to stay with his family. They're gone, but I almost feel like for him too, in the way Virgil behaves throughout Michonne's last episode, he's just such a coward. He's afraid to kill off zombies. He locks people in. He does this whole thing. He's even paranoid and kind of has a victim mindset against them. Like, oh, Michonne lied to him and went over here, and she wasn't supposed to, and now he's going to do this. I would say he's kind of a coward. Also, he's doing the drugs to escape from the reality of the zombie apocalypse. So, which, I mean, I can understand escapism, certainly right now with what's going on in the world, but at the same time, I feel like he was consumed by his escapism. So I would say he's a coward or defective, because he's just like not right. But you guys can leave your comments below about that. What do you think about Virgil after seeing the episode in one word? If you could describe him, what would it be? Manuel Jarquin says, "When should we expect Maggie's return?" So I think episode 16, we're almost at the end of the season now, so I would probably expect 16, 15 maybe, but probably 16. And it's really crazy to think we only have 3 episodes left of the season. I guess I didn't think so much of it when we thought that we had World Beyond starting right after, and then most likely Fear starting pretty much right after that, or soon after that. But because that's all kind of, boshed for now, or we're not going to see that for now. It's just going to make me, I guess, appreciate these last 3 episodes more, because after that, no Walking Dead for a while until everything gets kind of ironed out here. Next one comes from Blonde PT, who says, "If anyone else wish the writers would quit having Carol continuously want to bail. Love Carol, but I'm way over the or her making selfish decisions." That's true, right? And I think that's what I was mentioning there with the pictures with Carol going off again. But also in that she made a deal with Negan, and I can't get behind her not supporting Negan after what he did, because he took huge risks to go in there. We got to see what he did. Maybe Carol didn't see it, but he had to be around Beta. He had to do the whisper thing. He had to, to try to he had to sleep with Alpha, whether or not he wanted to. It seemed like he did, but now, after what he did afterwards, it's kind of like, well, I guess he did, but still, he had to do all this stuff, and for Carol to back out on him, it just doesn't feel right to me after the risk he took and what he was able to do, because he did assassinate one of the Whisperer's core leaders. So, their core leader, and now Beta is going to have to step up into that, and maybe he won't be as good. Maybe he'll lose part of the Whisperers in doing that. And, Negan did do a great service to them with that super dangerous assassination. So for Carol to not back him afterwards is, again, just the same as with Yumiko and Magna and Connie and the others, extremely selfish. So you can't, I don't think anyone can really be behind what Carol's doing right now and has been doing recently. Even though she got her vengeance, it almost in some ways feels like she's not a good guy either, and she's kind of a villain too sometimes. I'm Joker28 says, I actually found it funny when they killed Glenn again. The guy just can't catch a break. So even in Michonne's nightmare, right, Glenn still dies. Only she's the one to do it, right then and there. And Heath. Missed the live stream, OMG, what an episode from ArtsyCat. So don't worry, ArtsyCat, if you missed the live stream this last weekend, you can join us next weekend after episode 14. So I can't believe how much fun I have doing those with you guys. It really is a lot of fun. We've had, I think, some great times already, and it's just fun to interact with you guys and do that. So don't worry, after episode 14 this Sunday night, join us for that one. Why not? JPzombieSlayer 97 says, Q&A Trev, do you think Rosita will get the water tower death instead, thus further pushing Father Gabriel down the path of darkness he's been going lately? So if they had Beta kill Rosita in episode 15 is basically what he's saying, Father Gabriel will probably lose it. I think he'll start resembling something like a Virgil, but in a aggressive, opposite type of format. Like instead of being a coward, he'll be super aggressive and super like crazy, because that kind of feels like that's where he's going right now. So if he continues down that path of darkness, yeah, he could become a villain sort of in the series, which could actually be interesting. I'd actually kind of like to see a villain version of Father Gabriel. He's pretty fearsome right now. You know, he's not to be trifled with, I would say. So I like the line about God and he told me to hang you. That's a really good one. Psychedelicacy says, how did Rick know what Judith would look like when he left when she was a toddler? And that's one thing that a lot of people have pointed out. I guess we are to assume he just kind of pictured what in his mind what she would look like at that age, and he drew that. So I guess that's our best explanation right now. Charlie Hemsley says, I don't think it's actually set in for me that Michonne is gone. So yeah, let's probably okay, we got one more after that one, and then we'll wrap up for today. Yeah, so it hasn't set in for you yet that Michonne is actually gone. It hasn't really set in for me yet either. You know, with all the characters leaving and stuff, I just feel like they're, you know, even though they're not on screen, I feel like they're still there. It's just that they won't be something for us to see for a little while, and eventually we'll get to see them again in the movies and whatnot. But it's kind of sad. I know what you're saying, but at least they gave her a great send off. And more than anything, I'm happy that the series is continuing on as a whole, because 10 years is so much for a television series. You know, so many series get canceled after a year, 2 years, 3-year run. Look at Whiskey Cavalier, Maggie's other series, canceled after the first season. Many series get canceled after the first season. So to see a series like this, which is hard to do, go on for 10 years and be so successful for everybody, for it to have spawned Fear as another 5 seasons, and then World Beyond is really incredible. I'm really happy what AMC's done with it, and I'm sad to see these different people leave, like Rick, Michonne, and that. But at the same time, it gives me, I'm positive because I'm looking forward to the movies even more, because I know we'll get to see them in that again. So we haven't seen the end of it. Don't get too sad, Charlie, because we will see them again. It'll just be in the movies. And then the last one will be from K Hughes 97, who said, really, a 10 out of 10? More like a 0 out of 10. So I was pretty surprised after I did the review, because I really enjoyed Michonne's last episode, and I was really surprised with how they were able to use those older clips so well and make it feel like this was actually like an alternate type of timeline that you could see. What if Michonne had been bad? What if she had not helped Andrea? What if she had continued on? I just thought that was a really cool kind of scenario to see, and to see how they were able to bring Glenn and bring the others back and make them feel like they were there, even though the clips were, it was like the clips from before. I was just really blown away with how they were able to do that and make it fit so well. I've never seen that done before in anything, to where it felt natural. Every time I've ever seen that done, it always looked bad. It never felt right to me. But in this one, the way they did in that episode, it felt right. You know, when you had Daryl kind of shoot her with a crossbow, and then you have Rick walk up and he puts the Colt to her, and you just see it, and you hear the sound. I just thought it was really amazing. I was amazed by it, and I was also happy for the end. And I was just thinking in the back of my mind, man, this is so much better than if they would have had to kill her off. I'm so glad they did this instead, and so that's why I went with the 10. I mean, I really loved it, and for me, those characters like Rick, Michonne, these OG characters that we've spent so many years with, I'm really happy that they're able to do something like this for us, and that way we'll get to experience more story with them. It's just it's a brilliant solution to people getting burned out over the years, or people wanting to move on with their careers and not being able to always be that full-timer every single year. Not everyone's going to be like Norman Reedus or Melissa McBride, where they're always going to be able to be there, and they're always going to want to do exactly that. So that's why I love the episode. I thought the ending was a good setup for the movies again, and I'm sorry that you didn't like it, K. Hughes. I know a lot of people didn't like the episode, but I really did, man, and I guess I'm kind of sorry for you guys who didn't like it. But try to think of the positive sides of it, and what it will allow us to see in the movies. Like, to get to see a scene where Michonne is finally reunited with Rick, that's going to be a beautiful scene. That's going to be a movie highlight scene for me. Too good to be true almost at this point, considering our current predicament. but I'm sure eventually we'll get to see it, even if it's a few years from now or whenever. That'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked it. Thumb it up below, share, favorite, subscribe at the bottom left, and I'll see you again probably tomorrow or the next day with another Walking Dead video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.